Best of 7. Rule 1 against Complexity. Rule 1 representing MENA at the Spring Major. Complexity representing North America at the Spring Major. It's MENA number 1, the only team from MENA at the event, up against NA's 4th seed, Regional 1 champions from the Spring. Also top 4 from the last event that we watched. So I reckon that, you can't really argue that anything other than Complexity being the favourite in this match today. But perhaps the fact that pressure's off, it's only a show match, it's not a LAN match in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers and a live audience, maybe could swing this into more of an unpredictable, more of an even playing field. Well, Rawas defense might, if not the lower stakes. That was already a ridiculous save from one of the most famous goalkeepers in the world. But the boost runs out, Complexity slot the first goal. And it's CRR with a lovely little ceiling shot. Beautiful control there by CRR. Had the dodge from jumping off the ceiling. Got it off in time before the defender could get there. One Pocket Kid 21, thanks to the 6-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Kiraku Sama, thanks for the 7-month tier 1. Welcome back to you as well. I'll probably catch up on all the rest. Okay, Gaming Guy 223 as well with the Primes. I just noticed you've dropped that as I'm talking about it. If I do miss your sub during the match, don't worry. I'll shout you all out after this match is done. Yeah, one other shout out as well. I said this at the start of the stream, but I'll say it now also, to Vacanis for putting up $500 to the winner of this match. So the winning team going to get $500 between them, thanks to Vacanis. Well, that is an extremely risky kickoff there by Complexity. Not sure what exactly they were thinking is going to happen there. Alright, go on then. Dr. Dre, thanks for the 10-month tier 1. Since you've snuck it in there. In time. Now, Rule 1 are a very defensive team compared to the, traditional teams coming out of the Middle East. And I'm really excited to see that slightly changed style compared to what we're used to. We've been seeing it a lot with South America this season. We've been seeing a lot with teams like Peru and Team Secret, playing a much more defensive style than we're used to seeing from South America, and I think that's what Rule 1 will probably have in spades compared to Falcons, who are all out offense. There's the pings, everybody on 12 from Rule 1, 40s for Complexity because I believe they're still in Texas, haven't made their way over to Boston just yet. Don't know actually if Rule 1 are in Boston or if they're in somewhere else in the East Coast, but wherever they are, they're pretty close to the servers. Been there for, I think, 4 or 5 days now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rule 1 are a very safe team, and it's mostly due to Rawas. Rawas is one of the most, I think, set third men that you get in the scene right now. And it makes sense that he would be, because he's got such great goalkeeping. Okay, they're in New York, fair enough, that makes sense. That was a really bad first touch there by Colliers, inviting the dunk. AJG waiting in the middle for it. Great positioning by him. Interestingly enough, though, in matchups like Complexity, I think you're likely to see this in potential matchups that Team Liquid have. If you guys were watching the draw earlier on today, you'll have seen tons of attacks, tons of offense from Team Liquid. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Mawson, you've got to finish that as he hits the post after aiming bottom corner. Yeah, you're probably going to see some interesting matchups. Rule 1 have got some interesting potential matchups, that is, if they can get a run going in the lower bracket against some teams like Team Liquid or Complexity themselves. Nice shot there by Rawas. It's a full team pressure play. Got Mawson running the ball, Colliers running ahead, looking to bump Razebull, who just stood and looked at him actually. Great dodge by Razebull. Didn't do anything. Vacanis actually donating another $100 to the prize pool, so that's going to bring it to $600. Thank you so much, Vacanis, for the $600 prize pool. So that's up to $200 each for a single best of 7. Not a bad night's work for the winner of this one. I'm aware that Rule 1, they've told me that they really... Oh, great. Collier saved that. Well played, because that was not an easy recovery after misreading the downward bounce. Yeah, Rule 1 management have told me that they are keen to get as much competitive practice in against other major teams. So this is going to be good for them, good practice for them against a very seasoned opponent. I think, online, when mistakes are less prevalent, this kind of defensive style that Rule 1 play with is easier to pull off. It's easier not to double commit. Well, Clears has actually sunk that one from distance. Really nice counter-attack by Clears. Just predicted that the third man might go, and he managed to put it on net as well. Don't even know actually if the Complexity player who went there knew he was third man. Rule 1 management, aka Crespar, incorrect, but I'll let you have it because it's fair and a good guess, but actually no. There are there are multiple people working for Rule 1. But yeah, they're trying to get as much practice in as they can. This is valuable for them. Complexity just trying to make some money, go for a nice dinner tonight maybe, if they can put to bed the new team coming out of MENA. Now, I spoke about how Rule 1 are a very defensive team by MENA standards. They still, have got offensive flair on the roster, and that comes mostly at the control of Clears. This is the attacking player on the team. He's the first man in the team in most plays, or he's, well, if he's not first man, he'll be very aggressively positioned second man. Oh wow, what a shot by Mawson. Testing Complexity's reaction time. Yeah, Rule 1, they rely on Rawas for a lot of their goalkeeping, a lot of their defense. Mawson tries to fill the blanks. Clears leads the attack, follows up quickly on a lot of his teammates' attacks, and that's a brilliant pass actually. Rawas is there for it, well, Clears has done well. Intentionally hitting the first touch off target. He doesn't mean to shoot that one. Immediately up to Dust Razebull. Rawas is at the back post and snipes it underneath a pre-jumping CRR. Brilliant comeback in game 1 by Rule 1. And you're not going to see this team, despite the fact that Rawas is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, you're not going to see them camp the net as much as some other teams who are more defensive in the Rocket League scene, who just stack the net, wait for shots. They will just get bodies behind the ball, but they're quite proactive about it. It's very interesting because they don't really conform to the style that any other team or any other region play with. EU, most of the EU teams at least, are a lot more about challenging the midfield as early as possible with multiple players. And most of the NA teams at the top, well, actually they fall into two categories. Oh, look at this pre-jump, nicely saved by Mawson. NA teams you can kind of categorize in two different ways. You've either got your phases who do camp net with multiple players and somehow they don't double commit. Oh, they've actually done it! Well, hold on. It looked like it was going to be a routine grounded ball, but CRR actually got this one over Rawas. Rawas was trying to cover it, but he couldn't get the touch. And we're going to go to overtime, game 1. Yeah, Complexity don't conform to the standard NA playstyle at all for this season, or the historical NA playstyle. They might actually be taking this right now. Well closed down there. Rawas diving out to close the angle of the shot before it can get started. Yeah, Complexity a very aggressive team. They love to linger upfield for those redirects. They love to make those physical plays in the final third. You'll see that from teams like Space Station as well these days. Optic also. That's a brilliant save by Rawas there. Mawson plays the low 50. CRR calls off AJG, brings Razebull into the play. Rawas is there again. Just, building up a very average amount of saves for himself. 4 saves for Rawas. Just a normal game for him. None of them easy, but he makes it look so. The form of CRR coming into this major is going to be the most interesting thing for me for Complexity, because Razebull and Razebull and AJG, I think, have had brilliant events. Oh, that's just going to go in, actually. Mawson gets the winning goal. There were 2 demos at the same time. Rawas got one. Actually, did he just demo both of them? I think Rawas just demoed both of them. That's insane. AJG didn't have enough boost to get any help there. And it will be Rule 1 who open the game. Yeah, CRR's, he's been struggling this split. I've liked what I've seen from AJG. I've liked what I've seen from Razebull this the spring split so far. But yeah, CRR's been the player who's been a bit off. He's been a bit quiet compared to his usual dominant self. Oh, Clears did demo the other one. I was a bit confused. I was like, I swear there were 2 different names in the top right. What just happened? But yeah, regardless, Mawson's the one who comes away with the goal after the twins land simultaneous demos. If CRR can play up to his usual standard, Complexity will be a threat to anyone at the major. But yeah, CRR, he's been a bit off the past couple of events in North America, and they need him to be at his best. They're going to need the full squad to be peaking if they're going to take down everyone and make the full run. Infield pass cuts off from AJG. Nice recovery by Mawson to set it up in the first place. If you donate, will I put it towards the prize pool or myself? I'll put every donation towards the prize pool. During show matches, all donations go towards the prize pools. Not just today, that's just in general. And yeah, any other donations, if you for example donate on another day and you want it to be for a prize pool, even a specific prize pool, I can't make any promises. I can't just guarantee that what you've donated will go towards a prize pool exactly as you choose, but I could try. 1-0, Rule 1, again inside a minute. Rawas collecting the ball in the back corner and then slamming it right down on top of a pre-jumping Colliers, who dunks on the final defender. Can you donate to me? Yeah, just write it in the message. If somebody donates during a show match without any message attached, I assume that they want it into the prize pool. Yeah, if you leave a message saying, don't put this in a prize pool, then I'm gonna obviously listen to that. I'm not gonna absolutely insist. Yeah, since I know some people do ask, why is the minimum donation on my channel so high? I'll be completely honest. I've said this before, but I'll tell you again since we're talking about it. I'm sure somebody will be wondering. It's because I didn't really want to incentivize. Well, I wanted to stop incentivizing microtransactions from donations in that way, because I think it's very easy over a long period of time to just drop in a little bit of money to this prize pool, a little bit of money to this one, and then that one, and then that one. And suddenly you probably paid a lot more than you wanted to in the long run. So yeah, I made it a larger number because now the total amount donated to my channel has pretty much gone to zero in terms of money to me as a streamer and as a person, which is fine because there are plenty other ways that you can support me via subscriptions, which are obviously limited to once per month, or bits, which have an extra step in getting them. You have to buy bits and then you have to give them to a streamer. So I think it's easier for people to manage their purchases in that way. Yeah, I've done that for a while now, and it's had the intended effect, which was to reduce the amount of little $3, $5 additions to prize pools over long periods of time. So those, they do add up. It's hard to keep track of all that compared to you sub to somebody that's going to cost $5 a month. Bit easier to understand how that is going to affect you, unless you sub with Prime, of course, which is free. So we're seeing the frustration start to kick in a little bit for Complexity here, spreading themselves very, very wide all over the pitch, looking for an opening. Real One's a team that's very calm when they're in front. I don't think they're likely to overextend trying to add to their lead. They're not one of the teams who do that. So you do have to work for goals against them, generally, when they get their noses in front. Yeah, they're very good at this. Mawson is an underrated player. I think a lot of people will look at Mawson as his result in the last year's World's Wildcard event, where his team did not look all that impressive, and they'll probably judge him unfairly because of that. The truth is, Mawson's a very consistently strong player, and has been for years in the Middle Eastern region. No boost here for Colliers. That's not going to help him out defending Raisebill's air dribble. I think it was actually, despite my compliments towards him, I think it was Mawson's miss that led to that air dribble being completely open in the first place. So I might have cursed him there by mistake. Oh my days, Smash Ridge. Is that $200? He says, thanks for the years of content. Much love from YouTube. Donations for yourself. What on earth is that? Hold on. What is £157.52? You're far too kind. I appreciate that. You've just completely undone everything I've just said in one fell swoop. No, genuinely, I do appreciate that a lot. I'll be sure to buy the boys a dinner in Dallas. That was last year. I'll be sure to buy the boys a dinner in Boston on you. It is $200. Yeah, I thought it must be. Yeah, that makes sense. It varies. The dollar to pound ratio has varied a lot over the years. I don't even know what I should want, as somebody who's in the UK but gets paid mostly in dollars. Is it better for me if the pound's worthless? Oh, what a back pass that would have been. That is pretty fortunate for Rule 1. I think this back pass came off. Yeah, Raisbill bumped Colliers into the ball. to try and save the air dribble bump, and Mawson was just right there. Great reflex by Mawson, though, to actually get that onto the goal line. And it could be Rule 1 up by 2 here, unless AJG's got something to say about it. Solo play becomes a team play, and it will not go through. CRR might be able to. No, Mawson dives and stops him as well. Great scrambling defense there by Rule 1. Colliers makes it 3-1 as Complexity overextends in the hunt for an equalizer. Rule 1 looking good in both games so far. They've had the firepower when they're behind, and this is why I like Rule 1. And I like their chances at the major. I've been, I think, one of the probably more hopeful predictors about Rule 1's chances. I think that their chances range anywhere between 4th and 12th. I think they've got a big range, obviously, because they have got the, well, some of the least experienced players at the international level. But I do think they've got a very good style, because unlike a lot of other teams who don't have a lot of firepower, they just kind of want to play a defensive style the entire game. Rule 1 do actually have a lot of firepower when they're behind. They do know how to commit, as we're seeing in a lot of these attacking plays. They are not afraid to send everybody forward when they see an opportunity. They're not off grabbing boosts at mid, grabbing boosts in the back corner. They're getting stuck in. They're trusting each other in offense, which is yielding great results in this matchup against a top team in North America. Yeah, when they're on defense, they also look very comfortable. I just feel like the way I would describe Rule 1's playstyle, it's more defensive than you'll see from the classic MENA style, which is go, 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 Falcon, Sandrock gaming mode, all-out offense. Rule 1 are definitely more well-rounded than that, I would say. But they don't lack firepower. They've got solo play potential from every single player on their team. They've obviously got the synergy with the passing. They've got the physicality. And they know how to commit. They really do. What have Complexity got in return, though? Complexity are a team with plenty of offensive firepower of their own, if not more so this season, when compared to Rule 1. Defensively, sometimes questionable. I think Rule 1 are the better defensive team out of these two. Complexity slightly better in offense. And I'd also say Complexity's mental game, until proven otherwise, should be considered at a higher level as well. Just because we've seen them make a top 4 run at the Winter Major, we've not yet seen Rule 1 do that at an international tournament. Infallibility, 6 to 7 month through when he says, don't get to catch streams often, watch YouTube, every YouTube video. Thanks for keeping me entertained and consistent content. Well, thanks for watching all the YouTube videos. I really appreciate the consistent support there. Thanks for swinging by the Twitch stream as well, even though you're a YouTube viewer. Always love to see you guys coming by and saying hi. This is the best place to interact with me. Oh, Rawas denied by the bar. Complexity will be very happy to see that after an uncomfortable game that we just saw, where they trailed for the majority of it. I don't think they want to go down that road again. Alien 2003, thanks to the Prime. Sad Panda, thanks to the 2-month Prime. Jadelva, thanks for 100 bits. And Basharka, thanks to 4-month Prime. Sigma Teleport, thanks to the Prime. This should be a goal, and it will be. Razebull, make sure of it, takes his sweet time, but he knew he had unlimited time on that play. Demo landed on one of the twins. Bump landed on the other. Rule 1 player on the back wall there. Complexity do force the issue. Pure FX, thanks to the Prime as well. Really appreciate that. Can Rawas get done at the other end of the field? Nothing. Razebull stops him short. CRR making a play for the sidewall. He's got AJG waiting in the middle. And he's found AJG in the middle. He goes for the backboard double. Actually fakes it out for Razebull to join the fray. His touch does not go past Rawas, who keeps the ball safely in the back corner. They are really twins, since I know somebody is probably not sure. Rawas and Colliers are in fact twins. Rawas is the younger. He's been a known player in the Rocket League scene for a bit longer than his twin brother. Oh dear, that's not the best play by Complexity there. That's a very, very careless play there. I think it was by Razebull to leave this ball to go past him. I mean, you're just asking for a 1v1 player to shoot it on net there. Not sure what, well, I guess, I'm not sure why Razebull would do that, because it is just a very risky play with not a lot of upside. But he's hoping that he's faking out Rawas by being near the ball and then letting his teammate take it for free. But I mean, Rawas can just play that without even committing. It's not realistic at all to expect him to leave that. And Brockus, thanks to the Prime, and Smash Rage, thanks for gifting a sub to a Gallo Q. Notice these kind of plays I'm talking about there, where all 3 Rule 1 players are stacked in offense. They're joining the attack together because they see an opportunity, they see their opponents in an awkward position. These are the moments that really, I think, categorize them in their own kind of playstyle. In infield pass cuts off by Ruas. He starts the counter-attack straight down the middle. Is easily brought to a conclusion there by Complexity. Must be very awkward to play against this style for teams who are not familiar with it. Players who are not familiar with the Rule 1 players. You know, you're up against a team who, for a lot of the game, sit back and actually do give you some space to play with. But then all of a sudden, they're all there. They're all right on top of the ball. They're all right on top of you, bumping and preparing to advance and quickly smash the ball around the box. It's very difficult to expect that if you're not used to this team, which I'm sure Complexity aren't for the most part. Even earlier in their careers as Sam, they would never have been able to play EU server and run into players like Ruas, Clears, Mawson, or any players from MENA for that matter. Yeah, Ruas a couple minutes younger, Clears the older of the twins. I've been in for him. Look at the speed of Ruas, easily taking CRR at the play. Raise Bulls got his back though, and CRR was still in the play, lurking upfield there, as you often are. You know, best place to be. So it's the best time to be waiting for a pass is when you lose a challenge or get beaten to the ball. Before you autopilot back into defense, have a quick look and see if your teammate's the next player up on the play. He might just be able to pass it to you for a redirect, which can be very, very powerful. Catch your opponents off guard. So Ruas looking for a way into the middle here, finds it on the back corner wall. Double commit from Complexity, but Mawson not in the area. Redirect slips by him, but Ruas gets goal side. In fact, he's actually lost control of the ball briefly, but they should still be more than fine. Can Complexity get their first win? It's going to need to come in overtime. Rule 1 came back from behind in game 1 to take that. Led for most of game 2, secured it. Now they're trying to go 3 in a row. Ruas with the air dribble dunk, and he puts it in. Rule 1, 3-0 against NA's 4th seed. Clears left it for him, demoed one, bumped AJG, and there is no saving Ruas' shot from any angle other than goal side. Rule 1 too good right now. We're going to need to see a reverse sweep from Complexity to stop MENA's team at the Boston Major. Dr. Dre, thank you by the way for the 10-month resub if I missed that one earlier on. I can't remember if I did. I'm going to say it now just in case. Oh well, how about that for a start? I mean, there's always a player there waiting in the middle whenever the ball centers. Mawson's up for it. Just a simple 2-touch center ball. Ruas is there at the back post, ready for any pass. Oh my days, Smashers, Dr. 35 gifted subs. Hey, if you've just been gifted a random resub by Smashridge, be sure to give him a thank you, because that is absolutely insane. 35 gifted subs. You, my friend, are far too kind, but thank you so much. It hasn't really taken too much for Rule 1 to... Well, there hasn't really taken too many mistakes from Complexity for Rule 1 to score. You know, there are some small mistakes from Complexity. They're getting outplayed in tight quarters every now and then, but Rule 1 are just very efficient players. They're not easy to get the ball past. They're definitely quick off the mark as well. It's clear to see. The final third synergy is what's really impressed me in this matchup. There's always, like I said, there's always been a player ready. Whenever a pass fires across the box, whenever a pass goes to the back post, there is a player there for Rule 1. They're absolutely aggressively positioning in offense. And when it comes to defense, they're a lot more careful. Bit of both. That's a triple commit though. Raise Bull finds CRR on the back wall. Ruas able to see it the entire way. He was actually just waiting inside the goal there to have better view of everything. What have Complexity got left? They tried to apply the physical game with some success in the final third. They've tried to pass, they've tried to solo play, but Rule 1's defense has been very frustrating for them to get through. And at the other end of the pitch, you can't really say the same thing as Razebull. More of a spectator than a player in this play. Kalir just walks it away from AJG. Razebull, who's expecting nothing short of a 50-50, was completely out of position and unprepared for Kalir's bottom corner shot. I should probably mention at some point during this series, as I did during the Power versus Vitality scrims that we were taking a look at the other day, and also with reference to the draw which happened earlier on today, you shouldn't really use results like these. And I mean, I'm downplaying my own content here, but you shouldn't really use results like these, results like show matches, you know, community tournaments and scrims to dictate your predictions and expectations for major region teams. But what this does tell me is that Rule 1 are absolutely in form for the major. Complexity, I'm not worried that they're going to... I still think they're going to show up and be a force to be reckoned with at the major. Even if they do get 4-0'd here, as it looks like they might. I'm not worried about their teams like Vitality, even though they dropped a scrim to power the other day. I think that these EU and NA teams, you know, we already know how good they are. There's so many confirmed matchups to split against other major quality teams from their own regions. But this does tell us a lot about Rule 1, and it definitely will be promising for Rule 1 fans, because seeing them just be comfortable in a lobby with absolute stars like Razebull, AJG and CRR, who have been in form very recently, I mean, it shows that these guys are taking this extremely seriously with their preparation. Rule 1 over there very early, a lot earlier than most MENA teams usually are for international events. That's including Falcons, Sandrock Gaming, and the other teams from MENA that made it to the wildcard last season. Rule 1 mean business. Now, Complexity just have, I guess, what, 95 seconds now if they want to come back and win this. Otherwise, it's going to be a very quick end to their evening. And if I told you before the start of this that there's been a 4-0, I don't think many people would have 4-0 Rule 1 as their prediction. I think a lot of you probably rightfully assumed that Rule 1 had a great chance in this match, but 4-0 is ridiculous. This is completely not what I expected. I thought we would have a close fought win for Complexity, maybe a blowout win for Complexity, maybe a close fought win for Rule 1. This is the last thing I had on my mind coming into this match. CRR not quite on the same page with Razebull there. Razebull trying to pass to CRR. CRR advancing into a bumping position. Complexity have got to be on the same page if they're going to have any chance of coming back here. That's a crossbar denying them another goal. Kalir's clearing it. Mawson's getting harassed in the box, but he escapes and again wastes a little bit more time. Surely, no, Rawas denies them. Once again, with an in and out save to a top corner shot. Less than 30 seconds. Complexity are about to be swept. Can they get a goal? Can they get it back to the kickoff? In a bit of a summary of how this match has gone for them, they just can't find a consistent way through. They can't make Rule 1 feel uncomfortable in this lobby. And now, one more save from Rawas almost puts it beyond all doubt. Kalir's comfortably goal side to stop CRR from scoring, and with the clock ticking down, that confirms it. Rule 1 sweep Complexity, and they look comfortable while doing it. That was a very impressive match. Complexity not quite back, I think, to their absolute best, but wow. Statement performance from Rule 1. They're not just coming to get to Boston to get a little bit of experience before the World Championship. They're on a mission to get MENA another seed, another team at Worlds, auto-qual themselves to the World Championship and bring Twisted Minds along. And so far, it seems like the prep for that mission is going pretty well. GG's. Congratulations, Rule 1, on $200 each. Courtesy of Vacanis. Thanks for playing all of them.